And now, Lifestyles Unlimited presents the Real Estate Investor Radio Show. Over the next hour, we unfold your map to financial freedom. You'll learn how to retire through investing in single family and multifamily real estate. You'll learn how to create cash flow and build wealth so you can have the time and money to live the lifestyle you want.
Welcome to the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show. I'm Mike Harrison, and yes, we're always working on your financial freedom. It's my privilege to be joining you today. And as always, if you miss any part of the show, you can always find us on YouTube, our own YouTube channel. Podcast, our show is free to subscribe on your favorite podcast app on your smartphone. Just hit that button and go to the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show. Click subscribe, and the shows will automatically upload. By far my favorite way to catch the show. And as always, our website, lifestylesunlimited.com. I want you to know you can change your life in 90 days. 90 days. 90 days is nothing. I've had injuries that have lasted longer than 90 days, much longer than 90 days. Friends, 90 days will go by in the blink of an eye. Where were you 90 days ago? It was just yesterday, and you can change your life in that short amount of time. I'm going to walk you through it, but the most important thing is you've got to want to change your life. You've got to want it. You've got to want it so bad that you're going to do it, that you're going to take action, and it's so darn simple. It's amazingly simple. If you go through this process, I promise you at the end of 90 days, you'll go, my gosh, Mike, that really was much simpler than I even imagined. But before we get into that sequence that I'm going to walk you through today, I want you to think about changing your life around these two questions, okay? And as I ask these questions, just think of the answer to yourself. Question number one, why does the middle class not do what the rich did and what the rich do and buy real estate? And question two, and I'm going to answer both these questions. What is the riskiest thing you can do financially? What is the riskiest thing you can do financially? So, why does the middle class not do what the rich did and buy real estate? I don't know. I have no earthly idea. Maybe the message just didn't get out there. Let me say this. Andrew Carnegie, maybe some of you have heard of him. He famously said that 90% of millionaires got their wealth by investing in real estate. I've done a lot of reading, obviously, about real estate and studying financially, and the number I come up with is that only 70% of millionaires in the United States were created by real estate. Of course, Andrew Carnegie, however you say that, maybe both are correct. That was over 100 years ago. 90% may have been more the number back then, but who cares? If 7 out of 10 people became millionaires or 9 out of 10 people became millionaires by buying real estate, wouldn't you want to also follow that trend? Why not? I don't understand. Yet only 7% of people in the United States own an investment property, not a second vacation home, an actual investment property. Only 7%. Why? I don't know. Is it too complicated? Is it too difficult? Too many misconceptions? Is there too much money needed to get started? I'm going to clear that up today because it's not complicated. It's easy. Real estate is safe. And by the way, it is a protectorate of your value. Once you get those millions, it's a great place to store those millions within real estate. It's also a hedge against inflation. You really don't need that much money at all to get started because the beautiful thing of real estate is you're going to bring a partner to the deal, and that partner's name is banker. And banker is going to be kind enough in many instances to provide 80% or maybe even more than 80% of the value of that property, especially the way we teach you to buy property. So you've got a partner that's willing to go in with you, and all the partner wants, they don't want to participate in any of the profit. They just want their interest, right? That's all they want. So 90 days, friends. You can change your life in 90 days, but you got to want it. The easiest way to get started is to purchase a single-family home. That's how I did it, okay? If you're looking for the simplest path, the easiest path, you want to see success right out of the gate, purchasing a single-family property the way we teach it, you'll see immediate success. And I think there's a mindset to that where people that are unsure need to try something first so they can experience that win, right? That easy win, that easy victory. I was that guy. I needed it. Even after Lifestyles Unlimited, using the Lifestyles Unlimited model where we're buying a distressed property, that was hard for me to overcome. In fact, it took 6 months after I joined. I really dragged my feet. But I stuck the old proverbial toe in the water, and the water was fine. I jumped in, and we rocked it soon after that. But if you don't have a rental property and you've been considering it, and you want to change your life in only 90 days, follow me throughout this show. If you miss any part of it, you're going to want to go find us on the website or the podcast app. First of all, a rental property is going to add about $300 a month, maybe more. It's all across the board. I've seen anything from $200 to $600 a month in the markets that we're experiencing right now. Okay, I'm not talking about years ago, years in the past. And you can do that. Many of you may be going, well, Mike, $300 isn't very much. No, but friends, it's that first step, right? It's that first movement. It's that first victory so that you can see. And I will share with you that single family property, yeah, the cash flow is going to be, we'll just call it $300 a month on average, maybe $400 a month on average, tax-free when done properly. It's that first success, but you're going to make money several other ways throughout that process. Too many people think that money is dollars in a bank. I will share with you, it's not. Money is dollars in a tangible asset. It's in the form of brick and mortar and carpet and appliances. That's just as good as dollars, okay? That's better than dollars, okay? I'm not needing to spend it right away. That's a wealth creator. It's a store of value. It's a store of wealth. So today I'm going to review how to start, what's involved in the process, preparing, right? Strategy, education, segregating your finance, pre-approval from lenders. And by the way, many of you may not know this. You're allowed to have 10 mortgages in your name using conventional mortgages, Fannie Mae. For instance, you can have 10 in your name. You can have 10 in your wife's name. Most people don't realize that. Team. Who's going to be on your team? What do I mean by team? Well, you're not going to do this by yourself. I tried it by myself. It's very difficult. Put a team of folks around you. We'll teach you how to do that. The team's going to involve realtors, GCs, contractors, inspectors of the property. Obviously the bankers are on your team. We're going to talk about finding the property, what's involved in acquisition, rehab, marketing, leasing, managing, collecting passive income, the best part, and the refinance. We use a hard money lender to conventional lending. And again, that sounds like a lot. It does, but really it's not much when you boil it down to it, friends. It's, again, if just sticking your head in the sand and staying with your job and thinking one day that's going to get you where you want to be, wealth and financial freedom, it doesn't work. We've proven it. I've lived that life. What works is income coming in your sleep, passive income, day in and day out. I want to ask another question of you. Those of you, again, on the fence. Where are you going to be in 2030? 7 years from now, right? A short time from now. Where are you going to be in 2030? Are you still going to be working, just getting by? Are you still going to be in debt? Are you still going to be living your okay life? Reflect on where you've been previously. Reflect on where you want to go. What gets in the way of a great life? An okay life or a good life. People, again, they don't want to stick their proverbial toe in the water and try something. That's why I want you to buy the single family property. It's the easiest win that you can make. 7 years from now, are you still going to be trying to make your 401k or your IRA savings account grow too? And get ready for these numbers, because these are the numbers you're going to need to have a dignified retirement. At least $2 million. I believe that number should be more like $4 million. And many of you out there, again, you're just saying, Harrison, you're crazy. That's a huge amount of money. You don't need that much money to retire. You don't? Are things getting any cheaper? $2 million is nothing more than $80,000 a year pre-tax. That's it. Unless you want to pull and run the chance of potentially outliving your money. How horrible would that be? Can you imagine being 93 and you spend all your money, you're broke, and there's a lot of people out there. What is it? 2 out of 5 people over the age of 70 are still working, not because they love to work. I know you can always point to that person. I'm telling you, they're working because they have to. So if you don't take the next 90 days and change your life, add that extra $300 a month off that first victory into your pocket, tax-free, okay, growing your net worth, again, building that potential value, and this is how you change it, and then you compound it, okay? So you're going to have cash flow. You're going to get an equity capture, which is the growth of the net worth, and it's not going to be realized, it's going to be in the home, but you're also going to get additional benefits, mortgage pay down, appreciation, and tax benefits. And I'll tell you, I've made a ton of money just off of the tax benefits. We'll be right back after a short break.
Got questions? Call Lifestyles Unlimited at 855-497-4335. The Real Estate Investor Radio Show continues next.
You allowed 15,000 members into your sandbox.
Thank you.
And so that speaks volumes. So for that, and as a family.
So you know why I did that? Everybody always asks, why did you do this? Because I was an ugly kid. My parents used to have to put a pork chop around my neck so the dog would play with me. And so I always wanted to have friends, and I figured if I could make people rich, they might be my friend.
Join Dell and his successful friends. Start with the free online workshop. Register at lifestylesunlimitedworkshop.com.
Creating the lifestyle you've always wanted. You're hearing Lifestyles Unlimited's Real Estate Investor Radio Show.
90 days to change your life. I'm Mike Harrison. Yes, you can change your life in that short amount of time and change it for the better. Change it for the long run. Change it for the sweetness that is financial freedom. Change it for the passive income that comes in. It's money that you're earning in your sleep. It's protecting you. It is a hedge against risk. And it's the single family property I'm talking about because that's the easiest way to get started. It's the easy victory. If you've got a spouse and that spouse is saying, hey, I really don't want you to invest in real estate. It scares me. And you're wanting to invest in real estate. Why not just take a little bit of money and go get that first one and get that first victory? And then y'all can have a conversation about that process and say, hey, is this what we expected? Is it better than we expected? I'll tell you it's going to be the latter because I've done it many, many times and I've seen it happen to people who've done it for the first time. It's going to be the latter, but why not give it a shot? If you don't, then you're always going to have that regret. I'll share this. You know what people always say after they get their first rent home, me included, once they get it purchased, established, right, rented out, they say two things. They say, I had no idea I can own a rent home. So there's significant doubt in the beginning, and many of you out there have that significant doubt. And then they're going to go, I had no idea it was this easy. That is using the Lifestyles Unlimited model, right? We've taken the best practices that have been developed years and years and years. We've networked with others. We've shared those best practices, and we've boiled it down to do this, don't do this. You're literally just following a process, but it's super. I'm telling you, the Lifestyles Unlimited model is easy. The first home I tried to buy by myself, I fought through it. I still made 9%. It wasn't a bad investment at all, but you're taking somebody that doesn't even know what they're doing and made a 9% return on that first property. And that was me. Of course, it was in a self-directed IRA, so I didn't get any of the benefits of it. It all went to the IRA. And yep, I hear you. There is no benefit to that. The IRA got the money. I didn't get the money. Now I do it totally different. I get the money. So that first rental property, $300 a month. And many of you are going, Mike, that's nothing. And I'm going to say, you know what? It might pay your utility bill. I agree it's not a lot, but it's a start. Watching football, right? A 2-yard run isn't spectacular. It's not the 70-yard catch and run or the bomb pass or what have you, but it still scores the same, right? It could be the game-winning touchdown. It could be the difference in the game. 100 steps isn't much, but if you haven't put yourself on an exercise program in 15 years, maybe you do 100 steps every day this week, and eventually you get to 1,000 and then 10,000 steps, and then you're walking miles. Again, it's the beginning. What about that first time you got the nerve up to say hello to that significant other that turned out to be your spouse? Huh? Massive progress starts with small steps. All right, let's get that property. Step one, what is it? I'm going to tell you it's education, right? I just shared. Don't go do what I did. Don't go do this by yourself, all right? You need to learn how to do it. Now, Lifestyles Unlimited, that just happens to be what we do. But whether you use us or some other process, we believe we have the best, and we've had people from all over the country that have tried other programs, and they tell us we have the best. But either way, trust me, go get educated, okay? Again, you can buy books, you can learn from others, join a real estate investment club. They're everywhere, all over the country. You can get online and just type in Real Estate Investment Club locally. You'll find these gatherings of like-minded individuals. If you want to look at our program's at freeworkshoplivestream.com. Go to www.freeworkshoplivestream.com, all one word, and you can essentially sign up for our free workshop. It's exactly what it is. It's interactive. It's not a video. And if you like it, then you can join Lifestyles Unlimited from there. Now, so step one, education. I'll tell you the next steps, no particular order. These are things that we need to get taken care of before we buy the home, okay? Again, I was a ready, fire, aim guy and kind of blew through this. But credit, yes, your credit needs to be in order. This is a business. If you've got bad credit, you're going to have to get that credit fixed, because we do bring a partner to the table. That's a banker. One of the silliest things you can do is pay all cash for a rental property. And I know there's a very popular guy out there that tells you to do that, but he tells you to do that because he's assuming that you are a financial imbecile. I'm assuming you're a smart person that can handle your finances. So get your credit in order. Pre-approval. What's that? Again, we're using lenders, so find your conventional lender that you want to use, talk to 2 or 3 of them, get that pre-approval, get that letter, right? Here's the letter that says Sarah and Bill are pre-approved to buy a property up to whatever that number is, $250,000, $300,000. Get that letter, and then once you're pre-approved with a conventional lender, again, you can have 10 conventional loans in your name, 10 in your wife's name or husband's name if you're a team. But if you're single, you can have up to 10. Then you can go to the hard money lender. We're not doing a show about hard money lending, but you'll find that within our teaching and also within other teaching. The hard money lender will approve you based on your approval with the conventional. Okay. That's part of your team, right? We're getting into that team building. You're going to need a GC on your side, a general contractor, because we're going to go find a beat-up property. You can meet those at these real estate investor gatherings. Also on your team, you're going to need an insurance person. You're going to need a home inspector. These people need to be working in the areas that you're targeting your rental property, okay? We buy rental property all over the country. We have people that live in Texas that buy rental property in Tennessee, for instance, in every combination they're in, and you've got to have those resources in Tennessee, right? If you got a GC in Fort Worth, it's not going to do you any good if you buy a property in Nashville, so you're going to need that GC there. There are folks that cater toward real estate investors. Those are the ones you want. Interview them, talk to them, ask other people who they use. That's why these real estate networking groups are so important. Segregate your funds. Set up a separate checking account, right? This is a business. You don't need to commingle the money that you spend on the rental property and the money that you're going to make with your everyday expenses. You can always transfer that later, but you need to have that separate account. We're running a business, and we're going to take advantage of the tax benefits associated with that business. How much are you going to need? I'll tell you, you're going to need at least $20,000 to $30,000 to get that first rental property. Different parts of the country, you may need more than that. Now you have 2 sources of income. If you get 8 single-family rental properties and you have a job, there's 9 sources of income. Let's say you wake up after 10 years of investing in real estate and you've got, 25 passive investments in apartment communities. You've got a few houses. Those are all streams of income. That's what the wealthy do. They buy streams of income. If you can do the seminar, get educated, build your team. If you're starting out with a little bit of money, you're going to need to start growing that wealth so that you can continue to reinvest. That would be, we're looking for houses that have large equity captures. Okay. We can help you there. And if you're just trying to create cash flow in your life and provide some additional income, that would be what we call a yield play. It's so you buy the property, it's going to cash flow rather quickly. It might not have as much of an equity capture. So those two, typically in properties, there's a relationship. Large equity capture usually means lower cash flow. Higher cash flow usually means less equity capture. If you have any questions, send me an email. I know it's a quick show. You're going to have that pre-approval letter in hand that helps you when you're buying these properties. You basically, if you make an offer, you go, hey, I'm pre-approved, okay? The people selling the property and the realtors involved, they love it when they see a pre-approval letter. It just makes the process, it helps you seal the deal. I've bought properties because I've had pre-approval letters in hand and I've said I will close in less than 10 days. That is music to a seller's ear. Okay. Now, the next, and you're going to have the funds ready to deploy, the separate account, right? This is a business. The next 30 days, right? So we did day 1 through 30, and now we're doing day 31 through 60. This is where we're going to find a property to buy, right? Comes back to us telling everybody that we're looking for a property. But in addition to that, so you'll have folks out there that if they come across something, they're going to share it with you. At the same time, you're going to be proactive. Okay, you're going to be getting on realtor.com and looking for properties. You might bird dog. You might drive through a neighborhood. You might see those bandit signs where wholesalers are selling, say, house for sale. Talk to those folks. Every city seems to have one of those companies. We buy ugly houses. There's different variations of that, or you'll hear advertisements on the radio for those folks. They don't always buy and keep them. They usually buy and then they turn them and sell them to folks like you. Call them up. Tell them, hey, I'm pre-approved for this. I'm looking for a rental property in this particular area. Again, I've bought homes from friends, realtors, hard money lenders, wholesalers. I tried to get one on one of our road trips one time. It turns out that while I was able to I was selected to buy the house, the deal fell through, not by my fault, but it was by the seller's fault. I think they took it back off the market. We have a level of here at Lifestyles. You can join at different levels. We have the basic level, but we have another level called challenge level. I eventually gravitated to the challenge level because it was beneficial to me. The challenge level will make you eligible. We have a realtor team, and the realtor team is doing all this work for you, okay? They're locating properties all over, several states, okay? You can say, hey, I want a property in this state or this area or this city, and our realtors are constantly scouring that, and then they'll send basically an email out and say, hey, here's an opportunity. The house was built this day and age. Expected cash flow out of pocket is X. Expected cash-on-cash return is Y. Are you interested? And you can respond back to that and say, yes, I'm interested. And I've done this myself. And then you can decide if you want to buy that property. So that email blast, you get that at the challenge level, which is huge. And then we also have a tool that's available, and it's the evaluation tool. And it's a plug and play. It's some software. It's called Quest. You can subscribe to it. You can turn it on or off anytime you want. I believe the first week or 10 days are free. So if you find a property and you want to try that out, you can plug everything in, and Quest helps you on your evaluation process. You can evaluate a home in less than 5 minutes using that Quest. So this is the part. So this next 30 days of changing your life, we're going to find that property, okay? Whether you find it yourself or whether you find it by friends or whether you find it by joining at our challenge level and utilizing the email blast and picking up a property from our realty team, whatever works for you, this is when we need to buy this house, okay? Now, let's talk a little bit. I kind of glazed over evaluation. throughout this whole process, this is the most important thing. The most important thing. Because you're going to look at a lot of properties using our model. Okay, again, before I was Lifestyles Unlimited, I just saw the property and like, yep, that'd make a great rent house, and I bought it. I did, and it still worked out for me. But I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I didn't know. Nice house, nice neighborhood. I can afford it. Boom, I bought it, rented it out, and it all worked. Real estate's extremely forgiving. But if you want to get great at it, evaluate it the way we teach you. And if you're using our model, you're going to look at house 1, house 2, house 3, house 4, not physically, on paper. Okay, you can do this in the comfort of your home, in front of your computer, and you can do the eval. And then once you go through and you find one, and it's like, bam, okay, this fits. This fits my strategy. I love the cash flow. The out of pocket is acceptable to me. My equity capture is acceptable to me. Boom. Now we got to act. Okay. So you found it in your evaluation on paper. Now we got to go look at it. We got to walk it. We got to, do the smell test. If it smells really bad, it's probably a great investment. I'll tell you that. And I know that's counterintuitive, but I'm telling you, the worse they smell, the better they are. I'm happy to share a story about a house I bought that 4 humans, like 5 dogs that were all about 100 pounds. They had snakes living in the house. The cats were using the attic as a dang, litter box, and it would bring tears to your eyes, the smell, okay? But turned out to be a fantastic house. All right, do your eval, find the property, make the offer, close using hard money. Hard money is going to let you close within 10 days. Start that rehab process. Okay, now we're getting into the next 30 days, right? So we're day 61 through 90. Our life is beginning to change. We've purchased the property. It's not rented yet. We're in that rehab status. Now, rehabs, I will tell you, you're many of you that have done this, you're like, well, Mike, now we're over 90 days. I get it. Rehab quite often lasts more than 30 days, but we're in this rehab period. Our life has changed. We've got a house that we're repositioning it. While we might not have a resident in that property for another 3 or 4 weeks because we're waiting on that house to be completed, we've made the change. We've made the timeline in less than 90 days. We got educated. We set up our accounts. We built our team. We went through the property location and evaluation, and we purchased the property, all in less than 90 days. And your life has changed. And now you're moving from middle class to the millionaire mindset. You're doing what the rich have done and have always done, and that's buy real estate. You're also helping yourself. You are hedging that risk financially. If you only have one source of income, we are now in the process of adding that second source of income. Very shortly, it will be online. So what I'm saying is, one house isn't going to retire you, but it's that choice of moving forward. It's that choice of taking action and becoming the millionaire, right? You're going to start with small, good choices, and then we're going to compound them, okay? The one house isn't going to retire you, but it's a start. It's that first victory that I want you to get, that first single-family property. If that first investment you make, if you say, I don't want to do houses, I want to invest passively, that first one's a start. Just keep making those good choices and understand, once you get there, it's not the money, it's the lifestyle. Make it a great day. We'll see you next week.
The information and opinions you hear on the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show are those of the hosts, guests, and callers. The Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show is for entertainment purposes only. Please consult a professional regarding your personal investment needs. Nothing presented constitutes an endorsement, recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or security.